Please, I'm so sorry. I thought I had enough, but I must have miscalculated. Can you remove the milk? The woman's voice trembled with exhaustion and embarrassment as she stood at the checkout counter, her hands shaking while she sorted through her wallet. She looked professional, tailored blazer, elegant glasses, but her eyes held the hollow fatigue of someone running on empty. 23-year-old Caspian Wells stood in line behind her, his own meager groceries waiting, ramen, peanut butter, day-old bread. He just checked his bank account, $43 until his next paycheck from his campus job. That morning, he'd received the email that crushed him. We regret to inform you that your scholarship application has been denied. But watching this stranger's shoulders curve with shame, something shifted in Caspian. He stepped forward. "Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to pay for your groceries. All of them." The woman turned, her eyes widening. "No, I couldn't possibly." "Please," Caspian said gently. "It's not charity. It's just sometimes we all need help. And today I can help. So let me." 38-year-old Dean Tempest Ashford stared at this young man in worn jeans and a faded college sweatshirt, offering to pay for groceries that totaled more than his own humble basket suggested he could afford. "Why would you do this? You don't know me." Because kindness doesn't require knowing someone. It just requires seeing that they need help. Tempest's throat constricted. She'd spent the entire day making impossible decisions, including denying scholarship applications because funding had been slashed. She'd been the arbiter of other people's dreams, feeling soulless and mechanical. Now a stranger offered her grace she didn't deserve. "Thank you," she whispered. "You have no idea what this means." What neither of them knew was that they'd already changed each other's lives in ways that would only become clear much later. Caspian returned home to the small apartment he shared with his mother, Sage, who was recovering from surgery that had depleted their savings. He'd given nearly his last dollars to a stranger, and somehow felt lighter for it. "What did you do?" Sage asked when he told her, her expression caught between disbelief and pride. "I helped someone who needed it, Mom, like you taught me." Caspian smiled despite his anxiety about the denied scholarship. "Besides, we'll figure it out. We always do." Sage pulled him into a fierce hug. "Your father would be so proud, not of your grades or achievements, of your heart." Meanwhile, Tempest sat in her silent apartment, the groceries the student had paid for sitting on her counter. She pulled up her laptop and found herself reviewing scholarship applications again, something she never did after hours. One application caught her attention. Caspian Wells, perfect GPA despite working 2 jobs. Recommendation letters that praised not his intelligence but his character, how he tutored struggling students for free, organized food drives, volunteered at homeless shelters. The essay that broke her heart. "My mother sacrificed everything to raise me alone. Education is my chance to build a life where I can finally take care of her." She'd denied him that morning based purely on budget constraints, standard protocol. But sitting here, remembering his face at the grocery store, remembering his kindness when he could least afford it, protocol felt cruel. Tempest made a decision that would require creativity, courage, and breaking some unofficial rules. The next morning, Caspian received an email from the dean's office requesting an immediate meeting. Fear clutched his stomach. Had they discovered he'd been working more hours than students were permitted? Was he in trouble? He arrived at Dean Ashford's office to find the woman from the grocery store sitting behind the desk. The recognition was mutual and instant. "You!" they said simultaneously. Tempest recovered first. "Mr. Wells, please sit down." Caspian's mind raced. "I don't understand. You're the dean?" "I am. And you're the student who paid for my groceries yesterday despite," she glanced at her computer screen, "working 2 jobs, supporting your mother alone, and apparently having just been denied the scholarship you desperately needed." Shame and confusion warred in Caspian's expression. "I didn't know who you were. I just saw someone who needed help." "Exactly," Tempest said softly, "which is why I need to explain something. I denied your scholarship yesterday morning. It was the hardest decision I made all day. You were the most deserving applicant, but our budget was cut, and I was told to fund only 2 students instead of 5. You were number 3. Caspian's heart sank, but Tempest continued. "Then, last night, a stranger spent money he couldn't afford to help me. That same stranger turned out to be the student whose dreams I'd crushed hours earlier. Do you understand what that revealed? That I'm an idiot who doesn't check my bank account before helping people?" Caspian offered weakly. "That you're exactly the kind of human being education is supposed to create," Tempest replied firmly. "We talk about producing successful graduates, but success without character is meaningless. You have both, and you're being punished for circumstances beyond your control." She slid a folder across her desk. "I spent all night reworking the budget. I contacted 3 departments, called in favors, and found funding for a new scholarship program focused on demonstrated character, not just academics. You're the inaugural recipient." Caspian stared at the papers, unable to process. "You created a scholarship? For me?" "For students like you, who understand that kindness matters more than convenience, who help strangers even when they're drowning themselves. The Compassion Scholarship will support 5 students annually. You're the first." Tears streamed down Caspian's face. "I don't know what to say." "Say you'll keep being exactly who you are," Tempest replied, her own eyes glistening. "Say you'll remember that success should make us kinder, not more removed from struggle. Say you'll pay it forward." 6 months later, Caspian stood before a university assembly explaining the Compassion Scholarship to potential applicants. Dean Ashford watched from the back, quietly proud. "This scholarship exists because I bought groceries for a stranger. I didn't know she was the dean. I didn't know she'd just denied my funding. I just knew she needed help. That moment of kindness changed both our lives, not because kindness expects reward, but because it reminds us of our shared humanity." After the assembly, Tempest approached him. "You're a natural speaker. Have you considered education administration? We need more people who understand that policies should serve people, not the other way around." Caspian smiled. "Maybe someday. Right now, I'm focused on graduating and taking care of my mom. But Dean Ashford, thank you for seeing me, for taking a risk on kindness." "Thank you," Tempest replied, "for reminding me why I chose this work. I was drowning in bureaucracy, making decisions that felt soulless. You reminded me that behind every application is a human being deserving of compassion." She paused, then added quietly, "That day at the grocery store, I was having the worst day of my career, making choices I hated, feeling powerless. Your kindness, unexpected, undeserved, gave me back my faith in humanity. That's worth more than groceries." Caspian's voice was thick. "We saved each other then." "We did," Tempest agreed. "That's how kindness works. It ripples both ways." True generosity asks nothing about who deserves help. It simply recognizes need and responds. A struggling student helps a struggling stranger, unaware they've just denied each other's dreams. But kindness creates possibilities that rules and budgets cannot. Character isn't revealed when kindness is convenient. It's revealed when we help despite our own desperation, when we choose grace over grievance, when we see humanity before hierarchy.
Sometimes the person you help is the person who holds your future in their hands. Sometimes kindness creates opportunities that policy never could. And sometimes the smallest gesture, paying for groceries, offering unexpected compassion, changes absolutely everything. Give anyway. Help anyway. Choose kindness anyway. Not for reward, but because it's right. The universe has a way of noticing, and sometimes the stranger you help is exactly the person who needed to witness your heart. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let's spread more stories of kindness and hope together.